me. They with this bitch ass nigga. Leonard a bitch ass nigga too.
Well, first off, you don't disrespect me like that.
Man, shut up. You ain't with me. You ain't with me.
I'm
You
with
with Jesse.
I'm with Mayweather Promotions.
You with yeah. You ain't with me.
And
I'm a real
and
one.
this isn't about me. You guys got to fight
Yeah,
on
all right.
Saturday
Shut
night.
that soft ass shit up.
And the best man
Shut
to
that
win.
soft. That's some soft ass shit. Shut that soft ass shit up. All that soft talking. I know you can do it, man. You got the. Man, shut that soft ass shit up, man. You ain't with me.
How about this?
You know, they're selling you all wolf tickets, people. You're eating them right up.
Hey, pussy, are you still there?
I back. Trust me, I back.
But I'm not impressed by your performance.
You'll do nothing. You'll do nothing. Shut your fucking mouth, you'll do nothing. You'll do fucking nothing. Not one of you'll do nothing.
I'll tell you what, bro. You know, I was out there, I was fighting all the hitters, bro. You ain't fought no hitters.
Come on, guys. Normal.
I'm not saying I would fight you. I would kill you.
John, do you think? John, do you think I'm just gonna sit there and let you kill me, John? I mean, really?
No, don't be scared, homie.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the fuck he wants.
I am gonna beat you into the living death. I mean, maybe that's your job, but I come from, you know, people like that get slapped.
That's fucking illegal.
You just shook up the world. How's that feel?
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Yeah, this is a simulated death match. And you haven't simulated anybody's death yet.
I said it last year. We're not here just to take part. We're here to take over.
What is the game plan going up against him?
The game plan is you go in there, hit him with some good shit, don't get hit, and come home with a pocket full of cash.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Everybody's on steroids. The whole UFC, everybody.
I'm gonna go home tonight. I'm gonna drink a Coors Light. That's a Coors Light because Bud Light won't pay me nothing.
Do you want to be a fighter? That is my question.
Any of you radio personalities think you want smoke? Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
Yo, Rob, that smoke's for you, by the way, too. I hope you know that. Like that smoke is freely available to anyone that wants it, including you, for making fun of that great intro that you've always hated. Okay, get the fuck out of here. I see you in the chat. My chat's here. I can read it.
I know. You're supposed to see it.
Yeah, god damn it.
No, you know, boxing banter, and then you got a shit ton of MMA fighters talking.
Hell yes, just because I know it pisses you off.
All right. Well,
I guarantee you this, Rob. If that song has nothing but AJ Fury and Eddie Hearn quotes, you would think it's the best intro of all time. Guaranteed.
No. No, my favorite one on the one I made is is it Darrell when they're like, I got knocked out, man. He's like, no, you didn't, you won. He's like, no, you won, you didn't. That's one of my favorites. But no, look, you got it all wrong. You think it's all Eddie Hearn and AJ and all that I care about
because it is.
Anthony Fowler, don't forget Anthony Fowler. Oh. No, but really, you know. It's all good.
Yeah, all Matchroom fighters. Yes. But anyways, it's Boxing Banter, episode 1. I wanted to make something new because it's me and Rob. In championship rounds, I feel like it should be separate. It would just be me. No offense, Rob. Just because I want just extra content, you know. Why not have, you know, this be a weekly podcast, championship rounds be a weekly podcast, just more content, obviously, for Patreon listeners and subscribers. That's sort of why I've separated this out and made it a new show for anyone listening. But there is no set program for this show, listeners. Like, we have no topics. We had literally planned this show on 30 minutes notice.
I was like, Matt, you scheduled the show, and he was like, yeah, I just drop my kid off. I'm in the studio. What's the title? I went, title, Boxing Banter. Expecting Matt to be like, get the fuck out. And he was like, Love Heart, that'll do.
Yep. It was perfect. I actually thought it was great. I'm like, oh my god, that's an amazing name. First alliteration, Boxing Banter. You got the B's, right? You got the B's working there.
Yeah, I see what I did. Yeah.
And plus, it is a name that does describe what I want this show to be, which is a bullshit show where we just sort of talk about anything, talk about nonsense, go off on tangents and rabbit holes, and it just be a free flow sort of show, which Boxing Banter is perfect. This is going to be like the barbershop for any U.S. or I don't know if it's the same in the U.K.
What's a barbershop? I haven't heard that for a long time.
But I don't know if like a barbershop thing is like a cultural thing in the UK like
Oh,
it is.
that's the place that you don't tip anyone, isn't it? That's
Yo, that is a stitchback, by the way, from like at least, 2 years ago now?
Oh, have you come into some money and started tipping your barber?
Yo, I go to Supercuts. I'll be completely honest about that shit, man. Let's be fucking real. Shit's $10, man. I go get my hair cut, my hair washed, all that shit, man. I don't have to talk to the person. I don't have to socialize with them.
You gotta talk.
Nah, I'll be honest. Barbershop culture, even though I know it's a big thing, never been my thing. Like, just for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe because I grew up in a matriarchal house, you know, where there's a lot of women around, but so maybe that's why. But yeah, barbershop now. I'm sorry. I used to go to one when I was in college, because like me and the fraternity brothers, we all would go to the Vietnam War veteran who was also a barber. He had one chair in the place, right? And he kind of had like a limp, kind of had some twitches in him, so at any moment he might fuck up your hair. But he had but he had the best stories by far.
Yeah. You want to know why I'm limping? Check this story out. This is going to be epic. But...
Yo, Agent Orange and Nom. Great stories, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of like even gents barbers here, they're still like women. And I guess, women are good at, that general chit chat. Going anywhere on your holidays,
I hate that. I hate chit chat, which is weird because
chit chat is
my entire job is chit chatting, right? Like it's being in front of a show and chit chatting to people about random shit mainly, right? It just happens to be boxing and MMA most of the time, but it's still random. I could have picked anything to talk about, but I did. I picked this, but in my like average life, like going around, I don't like talking to people. I don't want to socialize with you. Get the fuck.
You call me grumpy.
Get the fuck away from me. No, I am Mr. Scrooge. Oh, 100%.
You're the old man of this team. I can tell. I look at you, the living embodiment of an old dude.
Yes. If I had your taste of music, I would 100% be the grandpa of MCR.
Wish you did.
I did.
He sometimes is in, waiting in the hangout with us, and he gets to hear the pre-show. I was saying to my girl actually before we started. I said sometimes it's weird. Like our basic communication is text messages, and then we have an opportunity, virtual, computerized, face to face.
Yeah.
And I have to sit here and listen to your music. You hate it being interrupted. I can tell when I say, "Oh, Matt," or start to talk. You're like almost like, "Oh, yes, Rob. What?"
Well, because I get in my
and then I speak, and you go, "Yeah, whatever," and then it back with the volume, and then at the end of the show, it's like, and then it's, "All right, yeah, cool. I'm gonna get some food. We'll catch you later," and then it's back to text messaging. That is our relationship, basically. Isn't it?
To be fair, though, I have come around to FaceTime, group calls.
Oh, yeah, but the camera button.
But see, I'll be honest. I don't know what it is. Maybe because I have an old phone. I have an iPhone 6. So maybe that's what I haven't updated it in a while. I think that's probably what it is. But if I could have my camera on where you guys can see me, I would. I wouldn't give a shit.
I remember back in TBV days, I like FaceTimed you.
Nah.
But you were driving. You had your phone like in your crotch or something, and it was pointing at your face. And you were like, I think you even said, "Rob, I'm not that comfortable with this." I was like, "What's up with you? We're not doing weird shit. We're just talking. We're just chit chatting." And it was like, now I know you don't do chit chat.
It really is just me not being a chit chat sort of person. Like because think about like how much do I talk, like in front of people in a sense. I mean, if it's virtually, right? I talk in front of people daily. Like, so in my personal life, I don't like talking. Like, I want to be sort of in my zone and doing my thing. And I'm also just a massive introvert. Like, I feel like that's pretty obvious. I feel like most people that choose this life of media are kind of introverted, especially kind of off on tangent, but being around a lot of MMA media this last week, there's some weird motherfuckers in media. Oh my God. So
like Anthony Walker.
You know what's sad is he's probably the most normal guy, but he's even like really, he's like really nerdy, right? And he is really introverted, right? Like, he's the type of guy that he loves going to the movies by himself, right? I'm the type of person I love going to the movies by myself.
Oh, you guys are weird.
That is kind of weird. But to be fair,
I wouldn't see that as the opposite. There's no way if I think I'll go to a movie. Hey, you want to come? Nah. Do you want to go? Should I take the boy? No, you don't want to go. I'm all right. I'm not going then. What's the? I don't know. I can't think of. I'll go. I really want to see that movie. I'll go and check it out on my own. That's just weird to me.
nah, see, it's great. You go in the morning if you can, like bright and early, like the first showing when there's no one there. Go to like this, like the old theater that's kind of ran down a bit. The seats are still there from the 90s, right? It's not new seats. It's the same cushions, right? It's kind of sticky on the floor, right? You kind of want that one where there's maybe one person working the ticket booth and that's it. And they have to go in the back and work the fucking concession stand too. Definitely. That is the spot you want where like at any point you might get stabbed and you're in a horror movie. 100%.
Yeah, I see the appeal now. Fucking hell. I mean, yeah, does the single ticket lady, is she like, oh, hey, Matt, how are you?
Yeah, definitely.
And you just blank her because you don't like chit chat.
I'm like, hi, how you doing? No, it's sunny out, right? Like, I can keep it kind of casual, right? Like, I'll put it this way. I don't like doing chit chat, but I can definitely be like cordial, right? Like, I'm not gonna be a dick about it, even though I'm a dick to you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest, and like to like Fugatti and Midi and everyone I talk to on a daily basis, I'm kind of an asshole.
It's all love, though.
But to strangers, no, I'm usually very nice. I kind of
that means you don't like them. So you give shit. That's because it's love.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're nice too, that means just leave me the fuck alone.
Thank you. Absolutely agree with that. And on top of that, like I can fake being nice to people like pretty easy. So like I can do the oh hi, you know how you doing? Yeah, it's sunny out, right? Like it's a beautiful day. Winter's kind of cold, right? Like yeah. Oh, what kind of car is that? You know, I can fake that and then I'm out of there, right?
Yeah, it's like when you're talking to the Patreons.
Whoa.
But behind the scenes, he's like, "Oh, these fucking Patreons."
No, I'll put this right. Gary is a perfect example of somebody I've never met, right? But I get along with and I like. How can you tell? Because I give him the most shit out of any caller, practically.
Yeah, it's easy done though, isn't it? Because Gary comes up with 4.5s and he's a 3, and so and so. Errol Spence is a 9.8, and so is Joshua.
I definitely Gary, please call in. Oh, by the way, anyone, phone lines are open, international lines are open, so you guys know how to do it. You guys are patrons. I trust you guys know how to do this. But this is definitely a show where if you want to talk about Keith Thurman for 2 hours, we can do that. And I'll be honest, I kind of want Gary to just call in so we can start talking about fighters. I want to see what he rates them. I want to go through every division and see what the ratings are just for comparison.
All right, well, I'll just take the camera off and I'll take the dog for a walk or something. But no, well, so this is actually going better than I thought, Matt. We're actually it's rolling. It's good. It's happening.
Well, now it's not rolling because you said it is rolling. Now it's stopped. See, like that, you can't do that. That's like Enrique doing the producing on the show back in the day in the other show.
I don't know what you're talking about.
By the way, eventually, I'm not addressing you, Rob. I'm addressing the people listening right now. Me and Rob will tell our side of the story of what happened in the last couple months. I know, like last time when I left, I kept it very quiet. I kept it very PC. Okay, I did that for a fucking year, right? This time around, it might be different. I might decide, hey, you know what? Today's the day where I tell what really happened in the other channel. It's not today. I don't feel like it's today, but just letting everyone know that. One of these days coming up in the next few months, I'm going to feel like that. I'm going to want the smoke, and I'm going to tell my side of what happened. Just being 100% honest.
I really want to tell mine, but I don't know. It's like I've told everybody, it's all good. Look, I've moved on. It's time to move on. Things maybe didn't work out.
Oh, so it's not necessarily like, oh, like we're holding on to shit. It's more of like, hey, look, like this legit happened. People that listen to this show and are Patreon members to this show are also most likely Patreon members to the other show. You know, and let's be honest. I mean, people like Gary, Rick, like people that have been around for a while, Nija, Fugati, like people that have been around listening to us for years now, they, I think, have a right to know what happened. I'll just be honest. And just for my own personal sanity, it'd be nice just to get off my chest and be like, hey, here's what happened. Because it is relevant to why I'm here today and why within a month I was gone again. Within 3 days of me being back, you were gone. And what the bullshit was. Because there was bullshit. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But anyways, Gary called in. And
Gary, yes.
Let's go to Gary and talk about
my caller.
Great transition there. Gary, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I heard we could talk about Keith Thurman.
Yeah, yes.
Is that?
What number score do you give Keith?
Oh, yes. What rating is he? 1 out of 10.
Pre-permanent retirement.
Oh, he's not active.
Yeah, pre-retirement. Pre-retirement.
How do you rate Henry Armstrong? It's like, this is a little silly. It's a different era.
I'll put it this way. The day after he beat Danny Garcia, what would you rate him?
He's good. He's good. He's an A fighter. He's an A+ fighter.
So what number is that? 8? Is that 9?
9.5 or higher. He's
okay.
an A+ fighter.
Okay. Wow, I'm just shocked there, Gary. That was a real objective sort of statement right there about Keith Thurman.
I nearly believed him as well.
Have I ever said anything about Keith Thurman's skills in the ring? Have I ever knocked his skills in the ring at all? Ever?
No, not really. You're right about that. You're right about that.
Footage to troll back and try and find it, but no, I think you're right. I think
it's mainly been about the whole. Hey, he's always saying it's a get back here. He's always saying he's coming back, and he's just not. And that's I think the crux of your hatred for him, plus you being a Spence fan.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but it's more than that. Like, it's that. No, I don't know.
Well, what else is it then? If you said
Gary Russell Jr. and Gary Russell Jr. is just as active as Keith Thurman is. But I don't know. I like Gary Russell Jr. I don't know what it is. It's definitely that I'm a Spence fan, and I think he's got Spence. That's definitely a part of it.
Well, what about well, Gary? Let's if you can transport yourself to 2015-ish, right? Where Spence is not really a player in the division yet. He's a prospect. That we sort of vaguely know about, right? We hear about stories of him sparring Mayweather, but that's about it. Thurman's a contender in the division, talking a lot of shit to everyone. You didn't like Thurman at that point? Like that at that point you thought, oh, this Thurman guy aggravates me.
Coming up, I didn't really believe in Thurman. Like, I didn't think Thurman was going to be as good as he is now. Okay. I thought that he was just a puncher and an athlete. I didn't think he could jab. He's a lot better now than I thought he was when he was first coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I never really like everything. Like, I rooted for Kawase to beat him. I rooted for Danny Garcia to beat him. I rooted for Paul. Every time he's been in the ring in a tough fight, I've rooted for the other guy. Now, I didn't hate on him like I hate on him now. I was just never a fan of that guy. But I'm not taking away from his skills in the ring. He's an excellent fighter. He's way better. What was it that we first saw Keith Thurman? Like 2013, 2012 is when he first started fighting on Showtime and stuff?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
I thought he was a hype job. I thought he was just a puncher. And like a good boxer would pick him apart once he got up to that next level. And that's not in the case. He's way more skilled and way more technical than I thought he was coming up.
That's, I guess.
But no,
we want to see that from fighters when you see their punches and then as the levels go up, maybe the knockouts dry up a little bit, but they show their class, the ability to, all right, I'm maybe not going to get this guy out of there, but I can still style on this guy. I can still look impressive. I can, still win round after round or whatever. I think, that's when we see like prospects and contenders, whether they've, they haven't quite got the skill set. They're relying on the power, and it's against the elite guys or the real top tier. It's not quite enough. So, yeah, I see what you mean. Like with Thurman, he was one time knocking people out and whatever, and now it's been more skill based, you know, against the top guys.
Right, and I give him full credit for that. If I thought Keith Thurman was trash, right? Like if I thought Keith Thurman was Derek Chisora, I wouldn't care at all that he was inactive. Right? The truth is that the welterweight division is better when Keith Thurman is active. So that's why I want him to fight. Right? If I thought he sucked, if I thought he was trash, I wouldn't care at all that he wasn't fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't. Him fighting would be irrelevant. Right? Like, if Derek Chisora doesn't fight for 2 years, it's not going to impact me at all. I really don't care.
No, I definitely see your point. Like for example, Tyson Fury not fighting for so long. Like a lot of people were upset about that because Tyson Fury like beat Klitschko. He was the first to do that in a long time. You know, he was at the top, and then he wasn't. You know, people wanted to see him back. It's a little bit different when it's
Andre Ward.
Andre Ward's another one. There's a reason why people keep there's a reason why people keep mentioning Andre Ward for fights, even though he has said time and time again, "I'm retired." Is because he's still at the top. People still want to see him. He's so relevant. When people like a Diego Chavez take years off these last few years and don't really fight, people don't really care. Chris Algieri is another one where he took time off, for example. People really didn't care that much. You know, the list goes on and on, unfortunate. But, you know, Keith Thurman, like you said, and I think a lot of people will say, is he's talented enough, he's gifted enough, and plus he is seemingly polarizing enough, key emphasis on enough, that we want to see him back.
And also, I think if Derek Chisora, we didn't see him again for 2 years, we probably wouldn't hear from him as well for 2 years. Whereas Thurman, you know, we get sound bites, we hear him interviewed, he's got a lot to say.
We get fights being announced, rumors.
It's like
Keith Thurman has a lot to say when you go hunt for him. Keith Thurman really doesn't come out and do a bunch of interviews. If you stick a microphone in his face, yeah, Keith Thurman will answer your questions for sure. And I do like that advice. But like,
they will always go looking for him because he's such a good talker.
Yeah, but I think Gary's more right in this in a sense because Thurman doesn't do interviews. Like he really doesn't. He's a guy, like Gary said, you have to go down to Clearwater, Florida to go get that interview. And not a lot of media are doing that for Thurman. Also, Thurman's not doing that for a lot of media. Just for it's Patreon, I can say this. When me and Ness and all of them were down there way last time, right? So now going on what? About 2 years ago, maybe. You know, I remember he got a call from Dan Rayfield and said, "I'm not gonna talk to Dan Rayfield right now." Like the disdain for media, or at least certain media, is definitely evident with Thurman and with most fighters, I would say. So he's just a guy that, like Gary said, if you stick a microphone in him, if you're lucky enough to do that, he will tell you anything and talk your ear off. You know, he was like Wilder in that way. We can talk for hours and hours and hours, but he's not on social media. He's not out there talking. He's not out there promoting himself. He's never been that guy.
But he's been on like color commentary or almost in studio or at the fights with Showtime. And he's do you remember Danny Garcia? Sean Porter and him. That was Thurman at a fight. So he's kind of there, and you're going to get an opinion from him.
Because but that was what one time. That was what one time, maybe.
And that a few times. I just mean, if Derek Chisora, my comparison is Derek Chisora out for 2 years, we're not going to see Derek Chisora having his say about AJ this or AJ that or AJ needs to do this or Dillian needs to do this now, or so people are, if we're not hearing from Derek and he's not fighting, it's like Gary said, I'm not going to be here going, oh I miss Derek Chisora, I wonder what Derek Chisora's doing. But
it's not about Derek personally. It's the ranking, right? He's not a top 5 relevant guy in the division that's going to be a champion. Thurman is a champion. At the time, he was a unified champion. So the expectation is far more, even when he's injured, even when he's inactive. And sort of the half, this is my comeback season or get back season or whatever, and then him doing maybe one interview at one fight, and then being just a ghost in the Himalayas playing the flute, getting married, doing his thing. Like it's it's a dichotomy. There's no consistency there with his PR. So people like Gary can get upset by it, and I'm not going to be fundamentally upset at Gary and others for being upset at Thurman. I think he's done a piss poor job about promoting himself in the meantime.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to dig anyone out over it.
No, I know. I'm just this is boxing banter, Rob. Okay, relax.
I know. I'm just saying. I just think maybe that's one reason why people have an issue with Keith, because he hasn't fought for so long, and Gary thinks the injury's bullshit. It was a regular surgery and this, that, and the other, and then we're seeing we're seeing Thurman have his opinions on Spence. We're seeing him saying Crawford isn't anything. He hasn't done anything, and we're hearing from him, yet he's not doing anything about it. I think that's where a lot of people's whether they like him still, whether they don't like him, or they used to like him but now they don't.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where he's drawing opinion from, because we're hearing from him despite not doing anything.
Agreed. Gary, sorry we sort of hijacked whatever it was.
No, I wanted Rob's take on Thurman. If I want, and I know what Matt thinks, and I'm kind of neutral on this. Not that I'm neutral, I'm just kind of 50-50 on it. Keith Thurman versus Kell Brook. If that would have happened next year, how do you think that would go down?
I want to see him against, see how he looks coming back against Lopez. But for me, it's going to be wait until then to see, is that fire really there? Is he, is he really got some?
Let's just say for a hypothetical reason, he looks good. I'll just say that. He looks good. Not great, not bad, not mediocre. He looks good.
And we're talking 147?
Yes.
Yeah. I would probably pick Thurman, personally.
Okay. The Kell Brook that beat Sean Porter, that Kell Brook, the one that would you
versus what Thurman?
Kell Brook
versus what Thurman?
Against the last Keith Thurman we saw against Danny Garcia. The last one we have.
I still think Thurman would probably have been a little bit too good.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. I've never been massively.
Yo, you're gonna get a call from your cousin later, like, "Yo, Rob, why aren't you repping our man?"
Oh, you think Eddie's a patron? Don't you know if he's a patron?
Yo, I wish. That'd be great.
Yeah, top tier. No, I just think I've never been mega sold on Brook. I've never been a huge, massive fan of Brook. There's certain times I've been like, oh, I can see, is he? I don't know. Again, with him, I wonder, sometimes his reasons for fighting. He never sounds like he's mega hungry to me, and I never feel that.
Who are you talking about right now?
Brook.
Okay.
I never. I don't know, but I just don't. I don't know. Sort of connect with the guy as much. Some fighters, you sort of, it's like you just get them, and you're like, yeah, he wants this real bad. He's going to do everything for it, and this and that. Brook, especially of late, I know he went through like Hallenbeck, Triple G, then Spence. But I don't know. I question the route, whichever way it's how he's going to go. Whether he is going to stick with 147, I believe Khan is still up in the air. Whether it's Crawford and Brook, but maybe leaning towards Crawford. But yeah, with Kell Brook's career, I'm just unsure of the direction, and I don't think he's sure. I think it's all resting upon whether the Khan fight happens. But I don't know. I've just never been a massive fan of Brook, but each to their own.
Okay. Yeah, because I would have picked Brook against anyone at 147 when he moved up to fight Triple G. Like at that point, was that 2016, I guess?
Something like that.
I would have picked him against anyone at 47. But I think the Keith Thurman fight is interesting, right? Because I think that neither one of them are going to get back to their top level, but they'll still be plenty good. Well, I don't know. I mean, Keith Thurman's never really taken a beat in the ring. He's had some tough fights, some good fights, but he's never really did damage.
Mm-hmm.
He's 30, but he's only 30. That's not really that old anymore. I don't know. Do you think Keith Thurman gets back to, and Matt, you too, do you think Keith Thurman gets back to the Danny Garcia level where he was when he beat Garcia?
It all depends about, like what Rob said, about how much fire, how much drive is there for Thurman, because that's really the issue. It's not that he's not talented. We know that Thurman's talented. We know that he has the IQ to definitely, I think, extend his career. Like, he has the IQ to really, keep it going. If he wants to be more of a defensive fighter, he could easily make that transition, in my opinion. He is I want to say, I'm trying to get the name right, Ricky Williams, the running back for the Miami Dolphins back in the day, right? He's sort of like that guy where fantastic athlete, could be a Hall of Famer if he really applied himself, but doesn't really, he's not really sure of what he wants to do all the time. He's sort of just off in the clouds a lot, and plus smokes a shit ton of weed. That's always my concern with a guy like Thurman, is that at any point I could definitely see him with enough money that he makes, with how much real estate he owns down there in Florida, and how he's working the game down there. He's making money without boxing, just like Gary Russell Jr. is doing. That's why he's not boxing a lot either. And I could see him just playing the flute on the beach, smoking weed all throughout his life and not needing boxing. So I don't know. I'll put honest. Does he have the ability to go back to 100%? Absolutely. Rob, I think he wanted you to answer that too.
Yeah. I think he can. Like I said, it's the desire. What's the reason he's fighting? Is it money? Is it
competitiveness? Is it,
this, that, and I don't know. We'll have to see, because he seems like laid back and pretty chilled, and life can just pass him by, and he doesn't seem too concerned about the state of things. But I do think
he's a hippie.
One of those guys that they say they get their itch. How big? How bad is the itch? Because I think when he talks boxing, you can see the passion there. I think he talks quite passionately about it. I know sometimes it's maybe a bit of shit talk thrown in as well, but I think he genuinely loves the game. But we've seen it time and again when people have got that ability and they can be absolute world-class skill sets, but if the desire's not there, it doesn't matter. You can get a guy that's 75% of the skill set, but with the bigger drive and the bigger heart, and he's going to beat the guy with all the skills, but just not 100% committed. So I think we're going to have to see the Lopez fight. But is that Lopez fight going to be that big a challenge for us to be convinced by it?
Or even then, like, here's the thing with Thurman. He could win that fight, look fantastic, and then a month later be like, you know what, I really don't need the sport anymore. And go and play on the flute on the beach and smoke weed. Like that's the issue with Thurman. It's not that he could look, I think he's going to look fantastic against Lopez. Like, it's hosted to Lopez in 2019. Let's be honest. But at any point, Thurman can just check out. He can just be, go off in the clouds and be his hippie self. And that's fine. I like Thurman for that. But I also know there's a drawback with that. He's sort of like a Diaz brother in a way, for MMA reference, for anyone out there that understands that. He could at any time just say, fuck it, I don't need it. I don't need to fight. I don't need to take the brain damage. I got enough money. I'm happy here doing what I'm doing and living a very simple life. The guy drives a Prius, for God's sake.
When you say you think he's going to look spectacular against Lopez, I think we both agree that he's going to stop Jose Lopez.
Yeah.
But, what do you mean that he's going to look spectacular against him? Do you think he's going to shut him out and it's going to be...
I think the speed
until he stops him.
Yeah, I think so. There might be some exciting exchanges because it is Thurman and Lopez. I can see them mixing up on the inside rather well. But I think Thurman's in and out movement, I think his quickness laterally will make Lopez just look amateur. I'll be honest. Thurman could easily win every single second of this fight if he wanted to.
I don't know. I thought like Brandon Rios won a couple of rounds with Danny Garcia. I mean, he was clearly outclassed, but he did have some moments. Like, that's kind of the performance I expect from Josecito Lopez. Like, Josecito Lopez is cut from that same cloth as Brandon Rios. Like, he's going to make this thing a scrap. You know, like, and I don't know. Thurman hasn't fought in 2 years. I don't expect him to be 100% sharp. So, again, I'm taking Thurman to win by knockout, probably in the 8th or 9th round. But I think early, the first 3, 4, 5 rounds, Lopez is going to win a couple rounds, and he's going to make Thurman uncomfortable and put hands on him. You know,
my only rebuttal to that is I think you made a good comparison with Brandon Rios, obviously with the analog to Lopez. And let's use Brandon Rios' what was his last fight against Danny Garcia. The reason why he was able to rough up Danny Garcia in rounds is because Danny Garcia doesn't have quick lateral movement. That key factor. Thurman can dance around the ring like almost no one else in the division, but maybe Floyd, maybe Crawford.
Rio's last
no,
fight.
you're right. And I think
Sorry.
I think Thurman's legs and his lateral movement is what makes him. If you would have asked me after the Danny Garcia fight, who would win, Spencer or Thurman? 2 years ago, you would ask me the question. I would have picked Thurman because of his legs, because he would not allow Spence to do what Spence wants to do, and he would have the legs to keep him away, and he has the power certainly to stop Spence from just walking in on him. So 2 years ago, I would have picked Thurman to beat Spence. I don't pick him to beat Spence anymore, though. I think Spence has gotten better, and Thurman's gotten worse. So
we don't know if Thurman's gotten worse.
Ago,
we don't know.
Well, just the layoff. We don't know, but
I mean, to be honest, though,
right, Mikey came back, and he was just as good. And
we've seen fighters come back and look just as fine, both in MMA and in boxing. Now, is that the norm? No, of course not. That's why people always take tune-ups when they have layoffs, right? But let's also be honest. The injuries that Thurman sustained, through this real or not, were not leg injuries. So it's not like he blew out a knee, and I'm worried about that lateral movement now. Lateral movement should be fine.
I think as a boxer, Errol Spence is also a lot better than we thought of, like a couple of years ago. I think, we looked at Spence as simply a seek and destroy kind of guy. And I think we saw in the Peterson fight in particular, his jab movement is pretty good.
No, you're right. But the thing is, we haven't seen him really sustain that into a coherent game plan that is consistent throughout a fight. That is the difference. We've seen glimpses of him doing other things than seeking and destroying, but we haven't seen him do that as a game plan, as him having to do that and winning rounds off of that. We haven't seen that yet.
Right. You don't think Mikey's going to win any of the early rounds, right? You think there's going to be too much firepower?
No, I think Mikey actually could win some rounds. I've been very critical of the fight, but Mikey should win at least a few rounds. And I see it being a sort of 8th to 10th round stoppage. Mikey has better footwork than Spence. That's sort of what I fall down on. And plus, Mikey's sense of distance and range is just as good, if not better, than Earl Spence. So I think that will allow him to, evade some offense of Spence while dealing his own for periods of time, for durations within rounds. But it would be as the fight goes on, it would be less and less frequent that those moments happen for Mikey, where he evades a shot, slips out the side door, pumps a couple jabs out, a right hand, something, and reestablishes the distance. He would do that, rinse and repeat for the first 4 rounds or so, and that will drop off.
I wouldn't be surprised if Spence wins this and we find out he was a little way behind on the cards. I think I could quite easily see Mikey almost winning a lot of rounds, but Spence's power just gradually taking its toll and then, getting to him. But I could see Mikey actually being up on the cards at the point of a stoppage.
Well, just to sort of back up what Rob's saying right there, we did, not that I agree with it, but we did see a lot of people say that Kell Brook was up on the cards, or at least one more round then Triple G till a stoppage. Amir Khan against Canelo, that same thing. Mainly due to those two guys knowing, hey, look, I don't need to win rounds. Eventually, I'm going to knock out this guy that's tiny compared to me. You know, if you're Canelo and Triple G in those respective fights. Spence could probably, or is most likely in that same frame of mind, like, look, I don't need to really win rounds. I'm going to walk him down. I'm going to hurt him, and eventually I'm going to stop him because he's too small.
I mean, even a budget version of that, Jarrett Hurd and that Jason Wellborn, you know?
Yeah.
Wellborn, like, wow, look at him. He's really setting about Jarrett Hurd. And
all of a sudden, Jarrett Hurd's like, nope, bam, done.
Yeah, have another one of these body shots. And you're like, oh, yeah, this ain't going to last much longer. You're like, oh. It's like, oh, you know, Wellborn's winning round. Oh, look at him go. Oh, yeah, that's going to hurt. Oh, not another one. Oh, yeah, game over. So I just see it, maybe like Matt said, sort of 8th, 9th, maybe even to the 10th or 11th. But at some point, I see the power just being the difference. And like I say, I think Mikey will find out that was winning on the cards, but just couldn't, you know, hold out any longer.
Yeah, I think Mikey will have some success early. I think he'll certainly win some rounds. But I don't see him lasting. I think he gets knocked out 6th, maybe the 7th. But I don't know. I think mid-round. I don't see him being able to sustain, hold up. You know, maybe a different welterweight he could hang on, but not. Like, you know, if he fought Thurman or Danny or someone like that, maybe he could last. I don't see him lasting against.
He might beat Danny. Let's be honest. Mikey Garcia could move up to 147 and beat Danny Garcia.
I mean, yeah, maybe. Like Danny is still big. Like he's still a lot bigger. There's weight classes for a reason, and Danny's not like we kind of put Danny below those other guys, but like Danny fought Keith Thurman really hard. Some people thought he won. I mean, I'm not one of them, and some people thought he beat Sean Porter. You wouldn't pick Mikey to beat Sean Porter either, right? Like you think Sean Porter would rip through Mikey Garcia too, right?
Yeah, I agree with you on that part. That Sean Porter's size and sort of style coupled with that size would be just an awful matchup for Mike Garcia at 147, while Danny doesn't really have that forward pressure and really doesn't really use his size in that way against his opponents that Sean Porter does. And plus, we've seen Danny Garcia be flat-footed. Let's be honest.
Absolutely. I just got on before you guys, before you asked me to call in, so I don't really know what the subject was.
There's no subject.
You said that we could talk about.
There's no subject.
We could talk about Keith Thurman, so I was all in. And I don't know, like before I called, you guys were saying, well, Matt was saying something about what happened at the other show. Is that something you wanted to talk about, or was that already addressed?